Call this meeting to order at 4:16. Victoria, can you do us the honor?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day. Even though it's cold, we love the sunshine. Thank you for keeping us all with right minds and divine order in our heads as we go about taking care of the business for our Cherokee Nation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Shelley, do a roll call.
Dick Lake,
Honey?
Harley Buzzer, Gil England,
Honey?
Keith Austin,
Here.
Joe Bird,
Honey.
Sean Crittenden,
Honey.
Mike Dobbins,
Here.
Frankie Hargis,
Present.
Wanda Hatfield, Rex Jordan,
Here.
Mike Shambaugh,
Here.
Mary Baker Shaw,
Here.
Joe Smith,
Here.
Janice Taylor, Victoria Vasquez, David Walkingstick, Brian Warner.
Honey.
Thank you. I'd like to ask for approval of minutes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Reports from Marshall Land.
Good afternoon, council.
Afternoon.
I'm just going to open it up for any questions. You have my report.
Any questions? Early buzzer.
Yeah, Marcel had, I think, 2 calls about elder care. Did we lower the income guidelines on?
Now, when you say elder care, are you talking about, what are you talking about? Because we're not elder care, but we have an elder program.
That is probably what he's talking about, because this is a gentleman like 77 years old. He used to get assistance, and now he says he doesn't.
He gets assistance or doesn't get
He
assistance?
used to, but then now he got cut off because he says his wife got a part-time job, and now they make too much money. And I said, well, they take the income from the whole
Yeah,
house.
it's income-based.
Did we lower the income guidelines, or it's the same as it was?
It goes up every year. It's poverty, so when the poverty
Okay.
changes, we change.
And I thought that's what happened, that the poverty income. Okay, I told him I'd ask, so.
Anyone else? Thank you, Marshall. Who's gonna be in the place of Ron?
Usually Michael, but I don't see Michael.
Yeah, Michael's not gonna be here.
So we got,
Come on up.
That's right. Come on up.
I'm Regina Capellaby, and I'm sitting in for Ron Qualls and Michael Lynn.
And he told us you were, and I forgot who it was. I apologize.
No problem.
Would you state your name, please?
Regina Capellaby.
Okay.
So
I believe you have reports. If you have any questions,
Any
I'd be glad
questions?
to try to.
any questions?
I just,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I got a comment on the roads portion of it. And I just want to, I'm up in Delaware County, we have a project, that's Delaware County project. I see the liquidated damages started out on February 11th, 2017. And here we'll be at a year in a couple of days, and the road's only 50% complete. What's the big holdup?
Yes, that's on, it's 355 days, I believe, in liquidated damages right now. And we've had meetings with the contractor and have no resolve at the moment. And not sure exactly, I think what the deal is, the company has too many projects going. And they're pulling off of ours and going to others and then coming back and working a little. And
Well, and the reason I bring it up, I had a couple of calls from people who live down that road.
Yes, I
I said, well, I'd bring it up, so.
yeah, we have been on top of them, but
What
Is that amount again?
Is that the same?
355 days in liquidated damages. I'm sure it's more now, but the last I've been told it was 355 days.
Is that the Kenwood Road?
Leach Kenwood,
Leach Limber?
yes.
Yes.
Is that the same project that's on Moonshine Road? I see it's
It's behind a little bit.
46% complete, and it was started in September. Of course, that's not too bad.
I don't think it's in liquidated damages yet, but it is running behind.
Okay, I just wanted to bring that to
Okay.
attention and see what we're going to do about it. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Anybody else? Sean?
That's one that's got bids even after that, right?
I don't know.
They have.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is that something we're gonna look at if they're so far behind on different projects? Are we gonna continue to give them bids on things?
We try not to. It just goes through a process that we have to, prove that there's another bidder that is more capable or as capable, and then we get our recommendation, and after that, it's sort of out of our hands because we have to have other people tell us if we can award it to another person or not. We can't decide there in the roads department ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Is this, obviously, this is a taro vendor, correct?
That I'm not sure of.
Okay,
I
let
don't
us,
ask.
let us say this. So if there are not other taro vendors out there, it almost be to our advantage to contract it out to a non-taro vendor and get it done right.
Yes.
I mean, this is an exceptional case. I wouldn't recommend that any other time, but this
Well,
we've been dealing
I'm
with.
thinking this is not a taro vendor, but I'm not sure. I would have to find out.
That it would even justify it even more.
Yes, it
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You bet. Anyone else? And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Cooper's at NCAI. I don't think he sent anyone here, did he? If so? Nope. Okay. Hannah Knight.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
You should have a copy of my report. I hope you do. We were a little bit late. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. I sent Gail a little bit earlier this afternoon a listing of all the free income tax sites in the Tulsa and Oklahoma City area. And I just wanted to note that for even of those of you in the jurisdiction, at the very top of that document, there's a link to the IRS website, and anyone in the country can put in their address, and it will tell them, and how many miles they can drive, and it'll tell them where the free income tax preparation sites are for them. And it is for low-income families, I think below 50,000. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions? Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Rob was worried somebody was gonna get long-winded and he wouldn't have time.
Really fast till Rob Darty.
Nikki Baker. I'm doing a sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
Well, you have the report for December, so I don't really have anything to add, but if anybody had any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Any questions?
Sure.
Janice beat you early this time. I can't believe.
I just have one question on the types of, it's on page 46, I think, of your report. And it's on the certification and placement. There's a graph down at the bottom, and it runs August through July. And so I'm trying to figure out what year we're looking at, why we have those months in December's report. I couldn't really figure out what I was looking at there.
They usually just try to give you months before where we're currently at and months after, but give you a full year sample. So why they chose to do August to July in that manner, with December being, I guess, the 5th month instead of 6th, I don't know. I can ask.
So this would be January of 16, no, January of 17 through December of 17? Is that what we're looking at? I mean, there's,
Okay, this is December's report for 2017.
Right.
So that would have been January of 16, all the way over to August of, you got me confused now.
Yeah.
I'd have to have a pen. Basically, just go backwards, so it's 2017, and then, actually, all of this would be 2017. I'm sorry. Because I sit here in February, but this is from December. So all of this is going to be all the way of 2017. And then, of course, next month I'll have January of 18, and then the rest would be of 17.
Okay. All right, that's all I
But
have.
I will have them clarify that. I can see where that's confusing, so let me get with them and have them at least notate what year at the bottom. I think that will fix that.
Harley Buzzard.
I got a question about, do we place kids with grandparents? Is
Absolutely.
that our first priority, or is it not the first priority?
Basically, the Indian Child Welfare Act does have placement preferences. We don't really necessarily place grandparents over aunts and uncles, but the closer the relationship the child has to the family member is what we value. So if the children know the aunt and uncle a lot better and have a stronger relationship, maybe they live closer to the parents, but we have to take several factors into play. We try to reunify children at all, at every opportunity that we can. So if aunt and uncle live close to where parents live, then that might be the best placement. Grandparents might live an hour away. So it's just kind of, we have to take in several factors, and it's just a case-by-case basis.
And then the other question I have is, there's not a law, or Oklahoma doesn't have a law to where grandparents have the rights to visit grandkids. Am I correct in saying that?
That is correct. There is sometimes judges will give grandparents rights if there has been an established relationship and if they feel that it is in the best interest of the child to continue. But used to, you could get grandparental visitation rights, and that has ended in the state of Oklahoma.
Is it ended by law, by legislation?
Yes, it
Is
is.
that right? I was talking to a legislator, and I asked him about that the other day, and he said he would check, but
I want to say it's around 2007, but I could be incorrect. But it's been there for a long time.
they can't even get visitation rights by law through the state of Oklahoma then. That's what we're saying.
Used to, you could just
Yeah, used
file
to,
and
you
get
could,
that.
yeah.
Now, you can bring it to the court's attention. Sometimes, for instance, if a parent is no longer able to take their visitation, the grandparents can have the visitation in the place of a parent. Or if the grandparents had a substantial relationship with the child, sometimes the judge will continue that. But it's not an automatic, similar to how it used to be. So I'm not going to say never. They can petition the courts, but there has to be an established relationship. But again, I would just have them seek some private counsel and being specific on that particular case. Then
So if it was a case in the Cherokee Nation courts, would we have to abide by that state law?
no, because
Okay.
anytime a child is removed, our goal is to reunite them with their parents. And if we worry about visitation with grandparents, visitation with parents, that isn't our goal. Our goal is reunite them with the parents. We don't have the time to do visits amongst lots of family members. Not that we don't allow grandparents to sometimes come with parents. We do allow that to happen. So if the parent feels they want the grandparent to see the child also, we ask that they come with the parent. A lot of times at the visitation, we're working on bonding between the parent and the child. So if you get too many family members in the visit, then it takes away from what we're trying to do between parent and child. So it's not that we don't value it, it's just at that particular crisis, and that's what it is when we remove children from a parent. We've got to work on the stability and the relationship between parent and child in order for the rest to flourish.
I know, I just had a grandparent to ask me about that, and I told them that I didn't think that the law that they had the rights anymore.
No, I mean, we highly value them. It's
Okay,
just we
all right.
have to work on parent and child first.
I'll explain to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Frankie, yes.
Nikki, I just want to say thank you to One Fire for their assistance to Orco, getting the women's shelter established and up and going. We really appreciate your help.
You bet. We're working on a grant, so hopefully if we're successful, there'll be a partnership there and we can use them and there'll be even a better partnership in the future. So.
I think several meetings ago you mentioned you were collecting like hygiene items. Do you still do that? Is that an ongoing thing, or?
We would accept them year-round, but we do every September while it's
September,
fresh
okay.
in everyone's mind, and as the school system is starting, we try to take those to area schools because the heat and things of that nature. We want our Cherokee children to have access to soaps, shampoos, anything hygiene related at the school. So if for some reason their family was low on funds that month and they don't have access to that, we want to provide that so that our children aren't teased or bullied in any way. So we do provide that. We've gotten out to a lot of the area schools, and as each school year comes, we hope to expand
So it's-
further and
it's the
further and
beginning
further.
of the school year, right?
Yes, that's when we try to start that, and then replenish as we have the supplies.
Because I kind of missed it, and I just.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, if you have the little travel soaps from any of the, traveling
Right.
and things, we'll
I do.
accept that
That's
at
what I
any
was
time.
saying. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, thank you, Chairman.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Saving the best for last.
CCO Rob Doherty. I noticed Tammy had the books open back there. Did she get you tuned up? Or what?
Tell me what to say. Sure, they got, sure. January is kind of a short month for several reasons, but one of the questions I got asked was during the report is if I could let folks know where our volunteer groups come from, because they come here at their own expense. Most of the time it's university. So we had one at the beginning of January, Tony Stay at Home and Josh Allen. They were from Kansas State University. So we won't have another group until March. Then from there on it starts. You get spring break, so we'll have a lot of groups. So they make a difference. They make a difference. They're unskilled, but under the direction of Tony and Josh, they do a lot of different things. So these students are eager. Kansas State, I think in March, I think we have Ohio State coming back, and then University of Texas, I think. Anyway, all the teams that we've beaten in football, so they're coming. So, well, anyway, I wanted to mark that to your attention that they did they worked in Sequoia County and Adair County as well. And they're unskilled, they're students. They're doing that for a lot of it because they want to. They pay for their own way. We put them up and stuff, and we depend on our communities to, down in Adair County, Max Ford's New Life Church. We work with them quite often, and they put the students up and so forth, and sometimes even feed them. But they have their own deal. We have a kitchenette, and they'll provide their own food a lot. So. But there wasn't hardly anything going on in January, so you have your report in front of you. If I can answer any questions, I'll try.
Any questions?
But I wanted to, about that volunteer, because I got asked a question, where are these folks from? Do we pay them? No, they're volunteers. So. We'll have a skilled group coming in sometime in May or June, I think, and Tony and Josh are looking for projects, and within, so if you, and some of the council people have reached out and asked if we could have some of these skill groups help out with some of the community type. So just let us know, and we'll kind of play by ear what groups we got coming in that can help out and so forth.
Thank you, Rob.
Good report, Rob.
See, old business, none pending, new business, none pending. Any announcements?
Stick. Nope. There's gonna be food after this meeting. Pizza.
Next meeting scheduled for Monday, March 12th, 4 p.m. All in favor, say aye.